players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, We also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Remember how we blind and unblind stuff? See how it's, yep. Right? If there's an out, if we don't see it, we just have to transition it. So we can have everything, it's just like video editing. You know how you stack stuff on different video tracks? All right. If they're all activated, that's fine. It's just going to read whatever at the top. Okay. So if we hit transition, it's always going to read. Okay. If we're not seeing,
So we're just checking again.
The arrow button. Let me know if I'm going too far.
Yeah, no.
All right. So if there's an out,
And we're just checking again.
If we don't see it, we just got to hit the arrow.
Got it. Okay. Where's transition again?
Right up here.
Oh, got it.
Same thing with brakes, how we hit transition. Okay.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Good, looking sharp in both crews. This is really an excellent race. St. Ignatius at that 34-35. You can hear the fans here. Loyola looking excellent as well. Here comes the Loyola Ramblers. Good. Good, and we've got some open water there. Some open water between St. Ignatius and Loyola. We've got, maybe about a boat length open water here.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride, we're here for gearing up and having fun. All the ways you run, all budgets, all at Academy. Have fun out there.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Good, looking sharp in both crews. This is really an excellent race. St. Ignatius at that 34-35. You can hear the fans here. Loyola looking excellent as well. Here comes the Loyola Ramblers. Good, and we've got some open water there. Some open water between St. Ignatius and Loyola. We've got, maybe about a boat length open water here.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride, we're here for gearing up and having fun. All the ways you run, all budgets, all at Academy. Have fun out there.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. Well, my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. Other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway, a 2-on-0, a shot, and a goal! So 3-3, the power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride, we're here for gearing up and having fun. All the ways you run, all budgets, all at Academy. Have fun out there.
The early 2000s was a weird time for the NBA, a post-Bulls Jordan league that lacked an overall depth and talent, yet was the last premier era of the NBA big man. You had established superstars such as Shaquille O'Neal, Chris Webber, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Alonzo Mourning. You had the up-and-comers such as Kenyon Martin, Marcus Camby, Ben Wallace, Dirk Nowitzki, Pau Gasol, Tyson Chandler, and Elton Brand. You even had the veteran Hall of Famers on their last leg, such as Hakeem Olajuwon, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, Karl Malone, and Dikembe Mutombo. Truly a golden era of big man in every phrase of the word. And the big man we'll be focused on today would likely fit in the early 2000s up-and-comer bracket, Jermaine O'Neal. Drafted 17th overall straight out of high school in the historic 1996 NBA draft class that featured Kobe Bryant, Ray Allen, and Steve Nash. O'Neal became the youngest player to ever play in an NBA game at that time. His career lasted 17 seasons, playing for the Trailblazers, Pacers, Raptors, Heat, Celtics, Suns, and Warriors. After joining the Pacers for the 2000-2001 season, O'Neal's career hit an apex that lasted from the 2001-2002 season to the 06-07 campaign. This stretch included 6 straight All-Star appearances, 3 straight All-NBA teams from 2002 to 2004, he was second team in 2004, and a conference finals appearance in 2004. In an era stuffed with centers and power forwards, who ranged from high-quality starters to Hall of Famers, O'Neal was regarded as one of the best in the league during that time. As impressive as he was during his peak, was it enough for him to be considered for the Basketball Hall of Fame? As good as he was as a Pacer, the rest of his career was average at best and arrestable at worst, pun intended. He started in Portland for the 1996-97 season, where he played the next 4 seasons. These Portland teams made the playoffs each season he was there, and even made the conference finals back-to-back years in 99 and 2000. In 2000, they took the Lakers to 7 games, losing 89-84 in the historic game that featured the iconic Kobe to Shaq alley-oop in the closing minutes of the game. By the way, Portland was up by more than 10 points in the game. It was a very successful run for Portland, a run that O'Neal had little to nothing to do with. During his time with the Trailblazers, O'Neal never averaged over 13.5 minutes per game. His most impactful season came in 1998, where he averaged 4.5 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 1 block per game. As underwhelming as O'Neal's career was when he was with Portland, it's hard to place a ton of blame on him for his struggles. In a time where selecting a high school player was still considered a taboo move, he was a teenager playing with grown men. The center and forward positions were especially stacked for Portland, in a roster that featured Arvydas Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace, Scottie Pippen, Detlef Schrempf, and Brian Grant. Unless they're an instant generational talent, it's extremely hard for a young prospect to get playing time for an NBA team contending for a title. You even see this in today's NBA, with the Golden State Warriors still trying to figure out how to fit their younger prospects into the rotation. Hard to hold Jermaine's first 4 seasons against him. After the Pacers went into a mini rebuild parting ways with veterans Mark Jackson, Rick Smits, Chris Mullin, and head coach Larry Bird, they traded for O'Neal in 2000. He was put into their starting unit and instantly made huge strides, posting career highs in every major statistical category other than field goal percentage, which makes sense because he went from taking 3 to 4 shots per game to 10 plus. He would average 12.8 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 2.8 blocks for the 2000-2001 season. His next 6 seasons would be what defined his stardom, as he would team up with future Hall of Famer Reggie Miller and future Defensive Player of the Year Ron Artest. But with an aging Reggie Miller and the unpredictable personality that was Ron Artest, O'Neal ultimately became the best player and most valuable player for the Pacers during this time. He averaged 20.4 points, 9.9 rebounds, 2.1 assists, and 2.4 blocks per game, shooting 45.9% from the field between 2001 to 2007. He also had 39.3 win shares, 25.7 defensive, 13.6 offensive, a plus-minus of 1.7, 1.0 defensive, and 0.8 offensive,
and a player efficiency rating of 20.3 in those seasons. To put these stats in context, one player who puts up similar numbers to O'Neal in today's game is Domantas Sabonis. While a much better passer than O'Neal ever was, and not quite the defender, Sabonis has 43.5 win shares, 25.8 offensive and 17.7 defensive, a plus-minus of 2.3, 1.3 offensive and 0.9 defensive, and a player efficiency rating of 19.3. Sabonis just recently finished his 7th season. O'Neal's success on the court translated to the success of the team. The Pacers would win 312 games to 262 games lost and make the playoffs 5 out of 6 possible seasons from 2001 to 2002 to 2006 and 07. His play would get him into 6 straight All-Star games, the 2001 to 2002 Most Improved Player Award, and 3 All-NBA teams. His best season was in 2003 to 2004, where he averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks. He started 78 games that season, made second-team All-NBA, and finished 3rd in MVP voting. The Pacers would go 61-21 that year and make it to the conference finals, where they lost in 6 games to the 2004 NBA champion Detroit Pistons. By 2004, O'Neal was certainly in the conversation with best big men in the league. At that time, that conversation included players like Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Dirk Nowitzki, 4 players with Hall of Fame resumes, if they're not in already. But it would be the 2004-05 season that would define O'Neal's career, and not in the way anyone would have hoped. The Pacers started off the season hot with a 7-2 start, which would have projected them to finish the season 64-18, 3 wins better than the last season of 61-21. Then, in a game against the Pistons on November 19, 2004, it all came to a crashing halt. The Pacers had a commanding 97-82 lead over their division rival in the closing minute of the road game in Detroit. After a hard foul at the rim on Ben Wallace by Ron Artest, an enraged Wallace came after Artest. Wallace had to be held back by teammates and security for multiple minutes, while Artest was moved by the scoring table, where he started to lay down. As Artest lay down on the scoring table, a fan threw a drink at him, which instigated a brawl that caused Artest and teammate Steven Jackson to run into the stands and throw punches at the fan. This incident was ultimately dubbed Malice at the Palace, a notorious brawl that transcended basketball and changed the landscape of the NBA forever. As some fans eventually started to run onto the court, O'Neal punched a man in the jaw who was running at him. He was subsequently charged with assault and battery for his role in the incident and was sentenced to a year of community service. He was initially suspended 25 games for the incident, but an appeal knocked that down to 15 games. Though O'Neal had a limited/non-instigatory role in the Malice at the Palace, it certainly left a black eye on his legacy as an NBA player. Not something that bodes well for a Hall of Fame case. Once O'Neal got back from a suspension in December of 2004, he was never really the same player. On top of the suspension, he had to miss multiple games during that season with a lingering shoulder injury. He finished that season with 44 games played, and the Pacers finished with a 44-38 record. After beating the Celtics in the first round, they were ironically bounced in the semifinals by the Pistons. While O'Neal was able to make the All-Star team for 3 straight seasons following the Malice at the Palace, his play and ability to stay on the floor started to seriously decline. In his final full season with Indiana in 2007-08, he played in 42 games, starting in 34 of them. He averaged 13.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks in just 28.7 minutes per game, all sizable drops for the numbers he put up in his prime. 2007-08 was the first season he would make the All-Star team since 2000-2001, and he wouldn't make any more of them for the rest of his career. He was traded to the Raptors in the offseason 2008. By the 2008 All-Star break, O'Neal had missed nearly a quarter of the season and had lost his starting spot to up-and-coming center Andre Bargnani. He would be traded to the Heat later that season and would finish his 41 games in Toronto, averaging 13.5 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. His 2009-10 season in Miami would be his last decent season in terms of his health and productivity. He would play 70 games, averaging 13.6 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks while playing 28.4 minutes per game. A variety of injuries would further plague him for the rest of his career after that season. He played with the Celtics, Suns, and Warriors up until his final season in 2013-14. From 2010 to 2014, he would play 148 games, 51 games started, posting averages of 7.1 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 1.3 blocks. For the second half of his career, you could argue O'Neal was nothing more than a role player. Despite the late bloom and sour ending of his career, how did O'Neal compare to the other big man superstars of his generation during his prime? Remember, the Hall of Fame is voted by the sports writers. From 2001 to 2007, the top-tier power forwards and centers were Shaquille O'Neal, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Dirk Nowitzki. Here's how O'Neal's stats match up against theirs, as you see the graphic here. From 2002 to 2007, Jermaine O'Neal shot almost 46% from the field, three-point percentage not great at 18.4, and 20.4 points per game, among other notable statistics. Dirk Nowitzki, much better, 24.6 points, 2-point percentage of 49.6, efficient field goal percentage of 51.3. Kevin Garnett, more in points per game, 2-point percentage is better at 50.5, efficient field goal percentage 50.1, free throw percentage much better at 80%. Tim Duncan, 2002 to 2007. Surprisingly, not that much more points per game than Jermaine O'Neal. 21.7 points, 50.8 field goal percentage, efficient field goal percentage of 50.9, total rebounds of 11.8. And Shaquille O'Neal, absolutely dominant. 24.1 points, efficient field goal percentage. This is insane. 58.4, 2.2 blocks, and a field goal percentage of 58.4. How bad was his free throw percentage? Pretty darn bad, 51.5. While each of those player stats are clearly a bit superior to O'Neal's, it's surprising to see how close he comes up to matching up with them. Shaq and Tim Duncan are top 10 players in the history of the NBA, and Dirk and KG are also considered amongst the best this league has ever seen. O'Neal is second in blocks amongst them with 2.4, just under Duncan's 2.5. The big difference between O'Neal and these four players was sustainability and team success. During this window, Shaq won 3 of his 4 NBA titles, 2 with the Lakers, 1 with the Heat. Duncan won 3 of his 5 titles. Dirk and KG would go on to win a title later in their careers. Also, O'Neal's only real case for the Hall of Fame is his 6 All-Star seasons. Shaq had an 8-year prime going into the 2001 season. Duncan won a championship in 1999, and he was able to develop himself into a championship-level contributor even when he passed his prime, making multiple All-Star, All-NBA, and All-Defensive teams when he was 35-plus years old. KG
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
People who come to cricket stay with cricket.
I'm a farm manager, and I'm always here. My service is reliable thanks to cricket.
Reliable service deserves a free 5G phone. Smile, you're on cricket.
Your time is now. When passion runs through you, become your own hero.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride, we're here for gearing up and having fun. All the ways you run, all budgets, all at Academy. Have fun out there.
Good evening, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway. It's the 10U championship game. The home team Flash Baseball taking on Devils Baseball Club. It's 3:10 p.m., which means it's about some time for some travel ball. Flash Baseball was excellent in that semifinal against New Lenox Rebels and partner Devils Baseball Club. They've got their work cut out for them.
Well, both teams are good. Could not be more impressed with the baseball that we saw earlier on. Definitely fundamentally sound pickups in the field, stopping the ball from going past the outfielders. The pitchers were excellent. I mean, you think about 10U and you often think about, maybe it should be coach pitch. Other words, you stand there for a long time and the strikes don't happen. But these are two very well coached teams, and you got to love this facility. Now, never mind this, warm and sunny outside, and well, maybe not that warm, but it's gorgeous weather inside here. The fences are a little bit short. It's like Fenway Park in right field, so you can hit the curtain on a fly and get a home run here. And of course, we saw a couple of home runs earlier in the game. They hit the curtain over here in deep left field, and that was a home run. But what a great facility. So Flash Baseball beat the Rebels in one semifinal match, and then Devils Baseball Club beat a very good Cangelosi Sparks team in the other semifinal game, and that brings us to the final, which is going to start pretty quick here.
So here we go. Flash Baseball will wind up in the pitch. That's a ground ball and a diving play. Chance at first. They get him by a full step. Great play by 56, and one up, one down, but good rip by the leadoff hitter and Sawyer Myra.
Well, that was Nathan Formoso that picked up that ball. Diving, stop to his left. That's what I'm talking about. The style of baseball here for 10U, it's fabulous. That was a ground ball a long way to his left. Took about 3 strides to the left, dove, laid out, got the ball, and still had time to throw him out at first. What a great play to start the game.
That'll bring up Willie Corey. I mean, that's a 4-3 putout if you're scoring at home, but you might have to put an asterisk at diving because that was an excellent play by Formosa.
Well, if you're looking for highlight films later, also put down, how soon in that game was your first highlight defensive play. That should make every highlight film.
Next pitch and fouled away. A little bit high, Parter, but you got to remember at the 10U level, the strike zone is a little bit higher at this level versus as you get older.
Well, and that's what struck me. The strikes were in the strike zone earlier. I mean, the batters were hitting them. I mean, they're not throwing. He's calling a good strike zone, and the batters are hitting them. Players aren't taking walks. The other thing is there was a pop-up earlier, and it hit the netting, which probably is batting cages, right? But hit the netting above and came down right on top of the pitcher's head, and he caught it. The batter was out. Lord knows where that pop-up would have gone if it didn't hit the ceiling. So occasionally the ball will hit the roof here. But, the one ball out of a whole entire game hitting the roof, it's nothing to be concerned about. This allows you to play baseball all winter long.
So that's outside. Count should be 3-2.
It's just a terrific facility. Can't say enough about it. We're glad we're here broadcasting the game. We're in almost dead center field, right, left center a little bit, so we can see into the strike zone.
And that's high for ball 4.
Just after I said nobody walks.
So 1 up.
Now, what did happen earlier, a lot of stolen bases. So once the pitcher's on the rubber, you can take your lead on the bases. I haven't seen pickoff moves. I just haven't seen any, right? But the base runners have a huge advantage over the catcher and the pitcher here. So expect a steal here.
That'll bring up Nate Morris as we get to the heart of the order. That's a ground ball to right field, but it'll be a 9-3 putout. Chance at third, but he slides in safely. Does Corey?
It's great base running. That's the trouble with a short right field porch, just like Fenway Park, but in right field, they got the put out at first. I was teasing earlier, actually, on the drive up here, thinking, it's kind of a short field. Maybe you can move all the outfielders in. They have like 7 infielders, and if they hit it over your head, well, it'll bounce off the wall back into play anyways. But a good play, 9-3 put out, made the out, taking third. Some smart base running.
This is the opposite version of Fenway Park, where you got short right field and long left field.
Yeah. Maybe it's more like Yankee Stadium, where you have that little plunking area in the right field where you can just put a high little pop-up down the third base line.
Right. Of course, at Fenway, you do have Pesky's pole, but this is a normal baseball length, but right field is very shallow. That's fouled away to even up the count at 1-1.
And far be it for me to second guess anything here. These teams are well coached. But I'm thinking with that left-handed batter up and the runner at first, go steal second first and then swing. Then he could have made it home on that put out 9-3.
It's outside for a ball.
So I think here you want to get on base, wait a pitch, steal second, then do your hitting. But both these teams are good teams that got to the championship round here.
Got to find a way to slow down Flash Baseball. Their offense is on fire coming into the title game.
Yeah, we didn't see a final score, but they saw a 14-0 score, and their bats were absolutely alive.
The 2-2. Strike 3 swinging. So they do threaten with a runner at third, but Corey can't score. We go to the bottom of the first. Flash Baseball coming up here on the championship game. Mute.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride, we're here for gearing up and having fun. All the ways you run, all budgets, all at Academy. Have fun out there.
Bottom of the first coming up, it's Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway as Flash Baseball looking to show why they're the #1 seed coming into this championship game. Devils Baseball Club pulled off the upset. What stinks about this field, though, partner, you hit a base hit to right field, but it's actually an easy 9-3 put out at first base.
Well, that's what happens when you're playing at the opposite of a Fenway Park here. But, silly things like that do happen, and that's okay. He hit it solid. Just in any normal baseball game, it would be a base hit to right field.
Right.
But we're going to see if I'm going to use the word sparks fly now with Formosa up there. They're quite, this team can absolutely hit. They lit it up earlier, 14 runs. This team can all hit. They run the bases. They steal the bases. But again, both teams are very fundamentally strong, but they're 10-year-olds.
So Nathan Formoso, the leadoff hitter, he made that excellent play at second base on a dive, and that really changed the momentum of this game. I know it's early on, Parter, but if they only play 6 innings because it's 10U, and you could just see the frustration from Devils after they were watching the previous game. Remember, Devils played at noon, so they had a little bit of a break. They were able to scout Flash a little bit, and Flash just kept scoring run after run on New Lenox Rebels, and now they're trying to do the same thing here in the bottom of the first.
Well, and I think the Devils wanted to get that first run, at least one run, thinking maybe it's going to be a 2-0 game kind of thing here. But I think with this Flash team, you're going to see a much higher scoring game that no one run is going to matter. I mean, I just don't expect an 8-7 final.
The 1-0.
But you have to play like every run matters, that's for sure.
Nice frame.
Yeah, that was well put from a former ex-catcher, huh?
Don't move those knees, just move that glove and place the ball. Excellent job by the young catcher for Devils.
I get a lot of softball highlights and baseball highlights on my TikTok thing, and then, boy, you see some awful good framing by the catcher and some awful bad calls by the umpire calling those strikes. But got to recognize where you're at here. It's going to be a little wider strike zone, as you pointed out.
The 2-1. That's a line drive, but it's fouled away, and that'll even up the count at 2-2.
But that was a nice ping. That ball was ridden. Sure, it was foul, but had that been fair, it would have been off the short, outfield. I guess you'd call this a curtain for a home run. Opposite field hit. I mean, absolutely go for it. Now the Devil, strikeout. Now, the Devils have an interesting shift on. They have a second baseman, they have a first baseman. They're putting the right fielder as if he were the second baseman, and the second baseman is on the base. Can't hardly knock it. I mean, short right field fence, but that's how they're aligning it defensively.
That's a diving play at second base, and they're going to get him by a step. I guess the rule of thumb here is don't hit it to the second baseman. They're playing like shortstops right now.
No, they're playing like second baseman. But we've seen a dive to the left for an out. We've seen a dive to the right for an out. That's what I'm talking about. Fantastic defense from these 10-year-olds. What a great play.
I just say that because usually you put your best athlete at shortstop, but so far the best athlete is the second baseman for both teams.
So that's why I didn't play shortstop. I always wondered why they put me at first base.
Well, aren't you like 8'4"?
Yeah, when I'm 10 years old. I do remember my very first at bat in Little League was a home run. This pitcher threw a fast strike right down the middle. I took that for a strike. Then my second pitch, I just swung as hard as I could, probably closed my eyes and went over the center fielder's head. But it really didn't go over the center fielder's head. It was probably right to him. He just misjudged it. So ran the bases, got a home run.
Must have been Bernie Williams in center field that day.
Yeah.
It's a ground ball, third base side.
You hit the wall over there, so we know that's foul. There's a great view out here in left center field.
It's a beautiful complex.
Yeah, it really is. It's big, too. Of course, they play, no doubt, a lot of soccer here as well. I saw a couple volleyball courts behind those waylight blocks over there.
Oh, what a nasty changeup.
We're talking about air conditioning the field, though. That was quite the swing. The head went way out into the left field line, right? So you keep your head in when you swing, but we got air conditioned. Right. We felt that swing all the way out here.
As a 10U batter, you don't expect a changeup to be that good. Nice frame, changeup. He pulled the string on him. So
two consecutive changeups for a terrific strikeout, and that was on the outside corner. Great pitch.
So 2 of the 3 outs are strikeouts. We go to the top of the second, no score here at Roma Sports Club.
That's what we want to see. We want to see a low-scoring game like this.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride, we're here for gearing up and having fun. All the ways you run, all budget.
Back to the action at beautiful Roma Sports Club. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Ilsaway. And James Gorowski has our first in-game field report. Bob will take a quick break here. And James, my friend, well, he's got to get through first. James, my friend, what do you got for us?
Good afternoon. Scoreless after one inning, but in the field of report, William Curry, while going to third base, did take a strike from the ball on his right shoulder. He looks to be okay, but we'll keep an eye on that as the game goes on here.
Anything else to report?
No, that's about it.
All right, thanks, James.
Scoreless. I'll bring back more action.
So we got our first injury to take care of here, huh?
You don't expect it in a non-contact sport like baseball, but you know what? That's fouled away. There's players like Craig Biggio, Don Baylor, Anthony Rizzo. They took one for the team many a time.
Boy, did they ever.
Of course, Carlos Quentin was known for that, too, in those couple of years he played for the Sox. That's outside for a ball.
And you never know about those injuries, too. You just never know. I had a volleyball player injury. She twisted her ankle stepping on somebody. We put her back in the game because she said she was fine. Now she's wearing a boot for 6 weeks. You just never know.
Remember, no curveballs today. You can't throw until 13U. It's one warning and then an ejection.
Well, so those beautiful curveballs, slow change-ups were not curves?
Right. You'll know, especially at this level, they're only 10. It's going to hang so high up in the air that if Carl Yastrzemski was at the plate, he would hit it 600 feet for a home run.
I was playing in the World Series in 8th grade against my friend. I remember it vividly. He had a fantastic curveball. We probably were 13, we're 8th grade, 14 maybe, right? And he struck me out first time up. So I moved up into the batter's box to take the curve away before it could curve, and then I was 3 for 3 after that. So I had 3 for 4 day against my good friend. But if a pitcher has a really, really good curve, you can move up in the batter's box. You might be able to hit it before it breaks. But here, you're not going to have to worry about curves, just fastballs and changeups.
2 strikeouts thus far for Flash Baseball. Getting the nod on the mound is Cooper Frigo. As Frigo has given up a couple of grapefruits, but other than that, he's been excellent on the mound. As that's in there for a strike.
Yeah, you can't frame your way past that pitch.
Oh, did he call a ball on that? Okay.
A little low and outside.
High pop-up. And nice catch.
And again, just well played. Even though the pitcher looked like he was going for it, probably shouldn't have, right? It was in the infield in front of the dirt, right? So the third baseman, no drama whatsoever, just ran under it, made a basket catch. The shortstop was there, could have made the play as well, but third baseman called it. Everybody knows it's his ball. Again, a well-trained baseball team out in the field.
And that was way outside, so ball 1.
Yeah, even further than the other one that they couldn't frame.
It's such a small backstop that you have to have the umpire in the field instead of calling balls and strikes behind home plate.
Well, I actually like it better. I think you have a great angle anyway for one, right? And then you're also the base ump. That works out well. Is he the only ump? I don't see another one.
It's a line drive. It's off the wall. So that'll be a single.
So it's off the wall and a single. So I guess it's got to be above the orange stripe to be a home run off that wall then.
Yeah, I mean, that's just too cheap of a home run to be called.
It's an appropriate single off the wall. I'm glad to see that wasn't a home run. But I guess if they get it above the orange, they call it a home run. So you got to get it, about 10 feet high in the air to make it a home run.
So we get towards the bottom of the order. It'll now be Max Urbanek, Henry Appel on deck.
Similarly, out here in left, we're assuming it just has to hit the screen to be a home run, but maybe it's got to hit the screen above these pads. There's a wild throw to first, and deciding to stay at first. Again, the confines behind the overthrow. It's got a net there and a curtain. The ball really doesn't go very far, and you could end up.
There's 2 outs too. You don't want to make the last out second base on a.
Get wiped out at second, and.
Frigo comes set. It's a pitch out. Good throw, but can't get the tag down. One of the few mistakes that both teams have made defensively. Even if he had caught it, though, it was going to be a tough play for Formosa to make.
Well, the overthrow hits the wall over here. The center fielder's backing up the play, picked it up on a couple of hops, and could easily have been thrown out going to third. Nice stolen base, though. Maybe you want to steal third, but it's probably easier to steal third than it is to go to third on the overthrow.
I value hits more than stolen bases because you're going to have to score at least 5 runs to beat Flash today, if not more.
Well, and that's the point. They could have had one in the first inning. Maybe if they waited a pitch, stole the base, and then got that ground out to right field. But here, now you got a runner at second. Bring him home. There he goes.
High pop-up and foul ball. Now that's still in play, by the way. We saw it earlier. If it goes off the wall, the top of the wall, the rafters, that's in play and caught. If it goes off the netting, it's a foul ball. So it's one of the interesting intricacies of this ballpark.
There's netting right in front, right above the batter. Good
Whoa,
frame.
that was
And
an
he got him.
outside pitch for a strike, but it counts.
That's now 3 strikeouts for Frigo. We'll take a break. You're watching the Devils against the Flash here on SBS.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride, we're here for gearing up and having fun. All the ways you run, all budgets, all at Academy. Have fun out there.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
Bottom of the second, no score. Surprising, partner. I thought this was going to be like a 4-3 game entering the bottom of the second, but we might get ourselves a Kurt Schilling versus Randy Johnson-esque duel today.
It's looking like that. Those strikes on the outside corner that are just gorgeous. They're painting the outside corner. I mean, it's hard to swing at those. If you do swing at them, you've got to take them to right field. But what an excellent job pitching from both teams. I think both teams had an inkling that they were going to be in this final game. And, I don't know their whole rosters or who else they have to pitch, but I'd say both teams have put their best pitchers on the mound for this final win. They're both going for it.
It's a wide strike zone, too, today, so you're going to have to swing at something outside, even though you're used to not swinging. Going to have to get used to swinging and make sure you avoid, going down on strikes today.
Yeah, I think I found the second umpire. He's over there down deep on the first base line over there. It looked like a coach on the sideline, but indeed he's the field umpire. But, can't complain at any calls earlier. Nobody complained in the earlier games. No complaints here yet.
Right down Broadway for strike one on the opposing pitcher in Cooper Frigo.
Ooh, that was low and outside, but in the zone, hard to hit. I mean, I would let that go too.
Especially on the first pitch of the at-bat.
Right, it's a great pitch.
In the dirt for a ball, 1-1.
That's the thing, though, especially at this level. Throw strikes, let your defense win the game for you. You get a lot of strikeouts. Just don't walk anybody. That's how you lose games. But both teams are here, and we haven't seen a walk.
I know they're 10U, partner, but that's an error.
What?
Got to make that play.
What?
Yeah, I'm saying E4.
No way. That's a base hit, hot smash. Nobody can touch that.
A 4-hopper?
Absolutely.
You're way too nice.
Base hit.
Especially after he made that diving play. Formoso did, and yeah, he's got to make that play.
Here goes to second.
You got to wear that, kid. But anyways, Frigo's going to steal second. He's doing everything for himself today. Gets on base and then steals second.
The third base coach yelling out, "Good job, Coop."
Only thing he's not good is tucking in his shirt.
Uh-oh.
One hopper to short. It's going to be a close play at first. Got him by a step. But Frigo gets into third base. Decision time for Devils. It's only the bottom of the second. I think he played back with the infield here.
Well, it's a fast AstroTurf anyway. You can still be back and still make a play at the plate. So if the ground ball is right to you, looking back at third and throw to first. Again, very, very good fundamentals with these teams.
High chopper. And they're going to get him at first. No chance to get Frigo.
Frigo, what an excellent job of base running. He had a leadoff, right? Took a little bit of a secondary lead and ran on contact on the ball. And, of course, because it got driven into the ground with a high bounce, easily made it into home for the first run.
So the error costs
error.
Devils.
You cannot seriously put an error in the scorebook on that nice, clean base hit.
Hey, we have the YouTube live chat. If you disagree, if we get people on the live chat that disagree with me, I'll change it to a
It'll be 100% chance they'll say hit. That's what's fun about baseball. You can go to the bar later and argue about it.
That's why we have Barstool Sports. Dave Portnoy made a king's ransom when he sold it.
Well, it's a good channel to listen to.
Not a pitch you want to be swinging on right there. Way too high. Only way you're going to get a piece of it is fouling it off like he did right there. Now down on the count, 0-2.
Well, and you got to protect.
Down to the bottom of the order for Flash Baseball.
And they worked hard to get that one run.
I mean, this is working out for the scouting report for Devils Baseball Club. Keep it close. Try to get Flash Baseball to score 5 or less runs in this game.
Well, and again, it has a lot to do with the pitcher here. The pitcher is doing a great job throwing strikes, not walking anybody, fielding his own position.
Fouled away. 1-2 count.
Yeah, and wild pitches, pass balls, not going to much matter. It gets behind the catcher. It doesn't go anywhere. Be careful. Run at your own risk on one of those. Got him.
Swing and a miss for strike 3, but the damage is done. Cooper Frigo, the leadoff hitter, gets on base and scores. We go to the top of the third. It's 1-0 Flash here on SBS.
Before we celebrated this special night, before we fell in love with our home all over again, we searched for a company to handle our entire remodel, from architecture and material selection to permits and complete construction with impeccable design. We found Heirloom.
Visit the Heirloom Design Build Center in Lincolnwood to explore your home's potential. Heirloom. Architects, builders, remodelers. Your project begins at heirloom.com.
Sure, my family loves me. They bought me this sweet new collar. My dog bowl is always full of Fido's finest. Heck, they even take care of the personal stuff on my walk. Come on, who does that? But what really sealed the deal for me was when they installed a security system from Forest Security. Hey, I'm no watchdog, you know? Forest Security offers the latest in technology and security for our home.
Welcome to beautiful Roma Sports Club. Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway. It's like a Major League game right now. It says 10U Travel Baseball on the YouTube live thumbnail, but this does not feel like one. It feels like Major League Baseball right now.
Well, and that's where are these kids going to be when they're 11U and 12U and then at Alabama and Texas and, you know, Arizona State? I mean, these kids are really good. I'm going to give Cooper Frigo a little bit of a hall pass with the jersey comment you made earlier. He's pitching. That's why his jersey keeps flying out of his pants.
That and his mom forgot to teach him how to tuck it in.
Oh, no.
Just kidding, just kidding.
Mom, he didn't mean it. He was making a joke, we promise.
You ever seen the movie Miss Congeniality?
Oh, no. Yes, I have.
Where his mom is the director of the beauty pageant.
I don't remember this.
And her son is like the executive director, and she has to tell him like 3 times to tuck in his shirt. Henry Appel swings and fouls it away, right side.
I like the lefty hitter thing here.
You know, partner, just because it says 9-hole and 10-hole hitter doesn't mean they're your worst hitters. I still remember the perfect game that Mark Burley threw. The last batter he threw to was Jason Bartlett, who was an all-star that year. Swung on a miss for strike 3. That's now 4 strikeouts for Frigo.
Right, that was way over his head. Probably wise not to swing on that one. I'm intrigued that the right fielder is almost against the wall. I feel like, yeah, move in, then you can get another ground out, another 9-3 put out.
This is one of those fields. It's kind of like old AstroTurf, the old Metrodome. It's to the advantage of the outfielders to play deep to avoid home runs, and then anything in front of you is going to be a nice one-hopper to your glove.
Yeah, it's a very true field, too. I mean, it's squishy. It's got tons of rubber pellets, especially where we're standing on the side. It's on the side of where the soccer boundaries are. I guess it's behind the net if you're playing a half a field. I like how they've got it set up. Each team in the outfield is behind a soccer net, so all the bags and extra bats, donuts, everything is all off the field. It can't hurt anybody.
Frigo has only given up 1 hit thus far. That's a pop fly. And are they going to say in play? It was off the netting.
Well, it was off the ceiling netting, came back down in front of the pitcher. So, had there not been a ceiling, probably would have been a can of corn to the first baseman, right? Instead, it pops into the ceiling, drops down in front of the pitcher, and he beats it out. You can tell the hitter knew he was going to run fast to beat this out at first base. He's used to playing games here.
I was surprised they don't call that a foul ball because it went off the netting up top. and got a weird, ricochet off it back into the field of play. Pickoff play.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, that's something that Frigo had to learn the hard way. When you see a runner get halfway between first and second, step off, and then you run at the runner, forcing him to overcommit to second, and then you nail him at second base. When you throw it to first base, it allows the runner to get into second easily, as that's a pop fly and fouled away.
We like the space runner on second base, though.
Yeah, that's Billy Jacqua. He's get credited with a single, but if we were outdoors, that would be a pop fly out to Frigo.
And a good hustle single he gets credit for, and a good hustle stolen base. Probably, can see if he can steal third here.
Tried to tomahawk that. That's still in play. This time, Frigo with an excellent play. And close play at home.
It's out.
They got him. Devils doesn't like it, Parter. We'll watch it on replay after the game. What say you? I think he might have gotten there before the tag.
Oh, clearly he was out. I felt like he tagged him on the upper foot. Now, we're a long way away. We're in the Bob Uecker seats, but I thought he was absolutely out at home. Yeah. I would not have gone for home on that. The ball was another can of corn to the first baseman, but the players are used to playing at this indoor facility, so bounces high and hard off that screen above the infield. The pitcher took it gorgeously off one hand, threw it to first quick. I think the only delay was, unfortunately, the first – well, it really wasn't unfortunate, but it looked like the first baseman might have held on to the ball a little bit too long, almost to be like, you got to be kidding me. Are you really going to the plate? Anyway, the throw from first to home got him easily. Looks like the umps are talking about it, but I don't think that there's going to be a changed call. Looked like he was out to me. Obviously, you can replay it.
Yeah, I thought he might have gotten under it. Regardless, it was interesting that the third base coach sent him because this game is more about Devils Baseball Club scoring a lot of runs. Trying to steal a run there, I don't think helps Devils Baseball Club that much because Flash can score runs in a hurry. To beat Flash today, you're going to have to score 5+ runs regardless.
All true, but I think, though, that the runner, I don't know if the coach sent him or not. We don't know what he did, but I think the runner is thinking, all right, the pitcher has to pick this up quick to get the guy out at first, right? The guy out at first has to make a turnaround quick throw back to the plate to get me. I'm a fast runner. I believe I can beat this out. I don't know. I kind of like the aggressiveness on the base paths myself, but it took a good throw to get him, and that's the thing. These teams are good.
So bottom of the third as we stick with the action here. Man, It is flying by here in Frankfort.
It goes quick. I think, though, that another thing is if this were another team other than, Flash in the field, Devils probably would have been easily, safe at home. I mean, these two teams are clearly the top of the heap. And it shows the way they're flashing the leather, and in this case, flashing the arms. And no walks from the pitchers, and the hitters are hitting. This is wonderful. Just a wonderful baseball environment for these, I'll say, youngsters, right?
We're going to get James Gorowski, who's going to give us his opinion. He was much closer on the first base side. His opinion on the call. That might be a difference maker in this game. Meanwhile, bottom of the third. And James, what do you got for us? First of all, before you tell us your in-game report, was he out or safe at the plate?
He was out at the plate.
He was out at the plate?
He was out at the plate, and I've been alongside the bullpen of the Flash, and they're heavily involving number 79, Cooper Frigo, their pitcher who actually scored their first run of the game. And the Devils are heavily trying to steal bases. I've seen 2 or 3 of them at least in that last inning, and the Flash have been focused on that. They're trying to get them off the bases and going after ground balls more.
All right, James, thank you so much. We'll hear back from you in either the 4th or the 5th inning. That's James Gorowski, our intern today, doing some in-game field reporting. Tough play in center field, partner. We say a hit. Only thing that center fielder for Devils needs to work on, run a route to the ball, don't backtrack.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, here he goes for second.
Just barely in there with a stolen base.
Yeah, it might be worth a replay there. I have a different opinion on the center field. That's clearly an error. It's in his glove. He ran a perfect route to the ball.
So you called that one the error, but the one that's hit right to the second baseman, you call it
absolutely.
hit.
It was solidly in his glove and just dropped it. But, I think what happened, unfortunately, is we're set up here in center. And that ball, here we go.
And easy ground out.
So that ball was solidly hit in center and deep in center. He ran a perfect route to the ball, kind of like a Willie Mays catch, had it in his glove, but I think he was a little bit nervous. He was near the ladder in our setup. So here I'm feeling a little bit of guilt. Here we were set up in left center field. I believe 100% in my mind that if we weren't here, that catch was made.
Ground ball. Diving play, chance at first, and they get him. It is an RBI ground out, though, but Good job making that play. If he doesn't make it, partner, it might get to the gap for a double or triple.
Again, a fantastic diving stop. You have to give up the run, take the out on that kind of a play. And it's only one run, and it's still kind of early in the game. An important run, but what a great diving stop by the shortstop.
As that's outside for a ball.
So the guy that reached on, in my mind, an error, in your mind, a hit, did score, and it's tied.
You know what's interesting, partner? If we consider both plays errors, both runs are unearned.
Well, I would give hit to both. So we got 2 earned runs.
Well, no, you did give an error to the center fielder.
Oh, that one, right, my bad.
So
You're right.
at the very least, it's 1 unearned run.
1 unearned run then. But what an almost great catch. It was in his glove and just fell out. I felt like he slowed up right as he's catching it because he knew we were out here, and he didn't exactly know where it was in relation to where he was, and he didn't want to get running into a ladder.
As Formoso trying to get on base, he struck out looking on an interesting strike 3 call by the base umpire. Nobody on, 2 out, and that's strike 3 swinging. We go to the top of the 4th. The damage is done on the leadoff air. We go to the top of the 4th. 2-0 lead right now for Flash.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Good, looking sharp in both crews. This is really an excellent race. St. Ignatius at that 34, 35. You can hear the fans here. Loyola looking excellent as well. Here comes the Loyola Ramblers. Good, and we've got some open water there. Some open water between St. Ignatius and Loyola. We've got, maybe about a boat length open water here.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
Top of the 4th, 2-0 score as both runs were unearned. And
wait, you wrote them down as both runs unearned.
Well, I'm the official scorer today. Gonna be a tough play for Frigo, and off the bag. It's a hit and an error on Frigo. Runner into second, and something brewing right now for the Devils.
Well, they need 2 runs. Got a runner at second. You got to start someplace. So it's as good a spot as any to rally back and get those 2 runs back, earned or otherwise.
And Devils are looking for a big inning. They don't want to get him to third base on a sacrifice ground ball. They want to get a hit here. Not going to do it that way, partner. That was high and outside. Only way you're going to get a piece of that is tomahawking and then fouled away.
Well, it looked like he had a late swing on it. I'm not sure why you'd swing at something high necessarily, but looked like he was going to the left side of the infield from his perspective, and I think you want it to go to the right side of the infield.
Interesting alignment. You got left field playing shallow. Wild pitch, and no chance for the catcher to get him out. That
took a little risk on that run, though. I thought if the catcher picked it up cleanly, he could get him, but perhaps the ball was further away from the catcher than I think we thought. And I guess I see why the left-handed hitter might be wanting to hit the ball into the left side of the infield because there's more space for the ball to go. I mean, if you hit the right side of the infield, it could hit that orange curtain.
That's a base hit and an RBI single. And we got ourselves a ball game, partner. Still nobody out.
2-1, nice hit.
Nate Morris has just dominated today. He had that line drive to right field, but he was forced out at first base. And then an absolute screamer to right field, a second at bat.
Well, we'll see if he steals second here against Frigo.
Luke Wanless, who struck out in the top of the 1st, that's high and outside for a ball.
Yeah, a little surprised the runner didn't go. I think if I'm the Devils right now, take a pitch, let him get to second, and then swing.
Another pitch out. They call a strike, but in there anyways is Morris.
So that's what they wanted, get him to second.
Still nobody out, by the way. So now you want to try to get it to the right side and try to get him over to third base.
And he's important. He's the tying run. Again, a swing where he pulled his head out. So if Trigo can keep throwing strikes, maybe he can get this guy out on a strikeout.
Swung on and miss. You understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to get that ground ball to second base to get the runner to third, but you just can't do anything with that pitch. It's way too outside to get a piece of it.
Well, and he was pulling his head out on the swing, so he has to go back to the batting cages and keep that head in. And I think it looked like he was trying to pull that outside and low pitch, so hence the strikeout.
Ground ball. Didn't charge. It goes to third instead. Here we go, a pickle. Back to second. Chance at third. He dropped it. Excellent heads-up base running. That time by Vargas, and now runners at second and third with just one out.
Yeah, it was, to me, uncharacteristic. I figured when he got into the rundown, the runner was going to be dead, but did a great job. One toss, ran back to third, and gave the batter enough time to get all the way to second.
So it's an E5.
Oh, you know what? They might be calling him out of the baseline. He's walking from third base into the dugout. The coach came all the way out to talk to the umpire. Now, we don't exactly have the greatest of angles to see if he was out of the baseline, but I got to tell you, it didn't cross my mind that he was out of the baseline. I think he should be safe at third, but I think the umpire called him out.
So the Devils, now James said they got the call right at home plate. He was out. This time, now the runner is guaranteed the baseline. So if the fielder gets in the way of him and he tries to get to third base, he gets third base.
Well, they're talking about it now again, the coach and the umpire. Clearly, the umpire doesn't want to hear it. The coach is walking away, rolling his eyes.
If the runner goes out of the baseline, the direct line between second and third base, if he tries to banana into the fielder, that's interference and he's out. So was he doing a banana or was he running straight through into the baseline?
All I can tell you is my brain would have gone into overdrive had I really thought he was out of the baseline. To me, he was not out of the baseline. He made a fantastic, slide and dodge. Here's the steal for third. And he's out. Wow, what a way to run yourselves out of an inning, out of the baseline, then stolen base, denied.
I was surprised by that because there were two outs. The old saying in baseball, you don't want to make the first or third out at third base. Meanwhile, we take a break. Controversy galore here in Frankfurt. You're watching the Devils against the Flash
Every day,
here on SBS.
Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers.
Back to the action. Kyle Smith and I have James Gowrowski. All right, James, you had a better angle for us. What's going on with the runner interference there?
Runner interference, they called him out because he went out of the path to out of the base path. So that's why they ended up calling him out there. And I got a chance to speak with Coach Tom on the sideline, and he said that the tight defense is the reason that they're here, and that's his main focus right now. He says he doesn't want to keep it. He doesn't want to get sloppy. He wants to keep the tight defense, and he's very content with the way their offense is playing right now, and he wants to keep it simple.
Coach Tom with the Devils?
Coach Tom with the Flash.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, thank you so much, buddy, and we'll see you in the 5th or 6th inning. Well, there you go, Bob. You know, James has a better angle than we do, and He says he talked to the umpire. Umpire said he was going out of the baseline, and
well, the only opinion that counts here is that umpire's opinion. It doesn't matter. I thought he was in the baseline. We talked to Seth, our videographer. He says the alarm bells didn't go off in his mind for out of the baseline. So we're going to stay on record that he was in the baseline. The ump made a bad call, but the umps have been good, and that's his call to make. And he's right there making the call. What right do we have to overrule it from out here?
Right, but look where the umpire is. He's right behind the pitcher. He's literally right at third base. If anybody's going to get the call right, it's going to be him.
Yeah,
in there
he's trained, certified. Just because we disagree, or I'll say it this way, just because I disagree with him doesn't mean, he's wrong.
And that's officiating 101, right? That's high for a ball. 50% of the fans are always going to hate you. 50% of the fans are always going to love you. Everybody in Kansas City loves Don Deckinger. So everybody in St. Louis hates Don Deckinger.
So does that mean I'm a Devils fan?
And honestly, there are some Cub fans that don't like the umpire of Game 6 of the 2003 NLCS for not calling fan interference. Oh. Regardless of the Barb and Alou play, there are some Cub fans that say it should have been fan interference regardless. But technically the ball was in the fans' area, so it's not fan interference. That's what makes umpiring so difficult in baseball.
And this coming from an ex-catcher and ex-umpire.
Yeah, well, I still umpire, but not nearly as much as I used to. Meanwhile, what a pitcher's duel we have right now. Now we're going with the righty. We had a southpaw lead the way for Devils, who was excellent. It's a 2-1 game, believe it or not, here in the fourth inning.
Well, and unfortunately, here we go. The Devils ran themselves out of that inning. Unfortunately, with the out of the baseline call was, he got into the rundown in the first place. You called a pickle. I'm not a fan of that one, but he got into the rundown in the first place. I thought beat the rundown, but he was called out, and then the steal of third where he was thrown out. So the Devils really, in some ways, have nobody to blame but themselves for not tying the score in that inning, which was very important. So Flash got the first runner on base. And we figure they'll wait a pitch and take second on the steal.
Been a lot of pitch outs from both catchers.
No throw to first.
Yeah.
You have to make sure you're off the rubber if you're going to do that.
The problem with this field is the right fielder is playing straight right center. It takes him so long to back up that play on a pickoff. In there for a strike. Got to work on that pop time, partner. It took way too long for that ball to get to second base.
Well, all you can say to that is they're 10.
Hey, Bill Belichick said no days off.
So the runners are winning on the steals.
As you would expect at the 10U level. In there for a strike.
That was Formosa with the steal. He was the one that made that great diving stop at second base. Here he goes to third on the wild pitch. Head first slide.
Also in there.
So very close to making it a 3-1 game here.
It's a line drive, caught. Good job by Formosa getting back to the bag.
Now there's where that short field and right field made a huge difference. The right fielder is essentially playing second base, and the second baseman is right on the base. In any outdoor game where the right fielder's in, let's say, the right spot, right, that's a base hit, line drive up the middle. Formosa smartly stayed at third, seeing where the fielder was, and got back easily on the line drive. So if they can get one more like that, make it 2 out, and then maybe a strikeout, they can hold Flash to no runs.
Ground ball, and they did not play with the infield in, so no choice but to just tag the bag, and that's a key run, key insurance run that makes it 3-1.
But a very slick pickup at first base. He did have time to throw home, decided I think discretion's a better end of the valor. I think that's how the saying goes. Just go step on first, give up the run, but it's now doubled the lead to 3-1, but a really nice play at first base.
And that will do it for the inning, but the damage is done. The leadoff walk, as Hawk Harrelson say, always goes to kill you, and he scores. We go to the top of the fifth. It's Flash 3, Devils 1 here on SBS.
Hello guys, how you doing? My name is Robert Mitten. As you can see, I'm part of the C1 team. C1 is going to be number 1. I had a Class B CDL license for about 4 years. I just upgraded to a Class A. When it comes to experience, I have about 6 months experience. I found this company by a good friend of mine named Andy. He also helped my cousin get in named Ricardo. And we have a friend of mine named Twan. He's here with us. It's a great company to work for. It's a growing company. Also, my supervisor, Danny, he's the best. He's a real good guy, man. Hey, Danny. With all the other drivers, everybody here, we all get along. We work together as a team. That's pretty much it, guys. Just, if you're interested, apply. It's a great company to work for. The staff is perfect. C1 is going to be number one. Hello guys, how you doing? As you can see,
Okay, it's fine.
I had a Class B city.
All right. Top of the fifth, Kyle Smith alongside Bob Vilsaway and our reporter James Kovrowski. James, what do you got for us?
Thank you. We are going to have a pitching change. We've already had one pitching change for the Devils, and the reason for that is unknown at this time. I'll get that back to you, but they're taking out Cooper Frigo and putting in Zappia, number 25, for the Flash because Frigo has hit the max pitch limit of 50 in this tournament.
Yeah.
So they'll be turning to number 25, and yet again, the Devils pitcher, number 10, has been moved to the outfield, and I have to check out on that because he's got 32 pitches right now, but it's unknown as to why they've switched pitchers here.
So you said Frigo had 32?
The Devils pitcher had 32,
okay,
and they moved him. Frigo has 50, so they've taken him out to start the fifth.
All right, thank you so much, James. We'll see you in the sixth inning. Yep.
Those dang pitch counts run the game, right? So Frigo's out, new pitcher is in.
I mean, we've seen it at the major league level where Clayton Kershaw was taken out of a game. He had a perfect game, and he was still taken out.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
And that's one more reason why you want to throw strikes. That's for certain. Every time you throw a ball, it's a wasted pitch and loses one on the pitch count.
That's why more and more coaches are asking ball players, what's the best way to get out of an inning? How many pitches should we throw? Everybody thinks 9, right? You want to get the immaculate inning. No,
right, 3 or
3
4.
pitches.
Sure.
1 ground ball, 2 ground ball, 3 ground ball.
Right.
That's why Mark Burley was in the league for so long. He could only throw at 88 miles an hour. It didn't matter because everybody could only hit ground balls on him.
So you can tell, though, Xander Zappia's got a little less pace on the ball than Frigo had. So this is absolutely Devils' chance. They're down 2, though. They got to score somewhere here or the next inning.
Story of this game thus far has been base running, some questionable decisions. When he was at second with 2 out, the ground ball to the pitcher, then to third, and then he tried to get from second to home on a ground ball, thrown out at the plate, and then controversy galore at third base on the rundown. They called interference, and then trying to steal third base with 2 outs.
But I think the guiding principle on all those plays that you just remembered was that it's all in the name of being aggressive on the base paths.
What's the old saying? Intelligent aggressiveness.
Right. That was a ground ball back to the pitcher and easy out at first. So may not have the pace that Frigo's got, but fielded this position well and got the first out. They only need, 5 more outs?
They need 4 outs now. That was 2 in the inning.
That was 2 in the inning, so they need 4 outs. That's right.
Hasn't any Cubs or Red Sox fan told you to never count the outs? Isn't that strange? Both the Red Sox and the Cubs were both 5 outs away from winning the pennant during the 2003 postseason, and they both blew it.
Well, it happens a lot in every sport. Sometimes you got to win by just getting really close to losing, but you still win.
It's a live ball, of course. Another chance at first. Got him by a half step.
Again, they're used to playing indoor. That ball was hot smash off the baseball net above the first base line. Came down hard, picked it up quick, and threw a rocket to first base to get him by half a step.
We go to the bottom of the fifth. It's 3-1 Flash here on SBS.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've been interested in the ideas of justice and fairness and equality. That's why I became a lawyer. I have the opportunity to advance these ideals. Now more than ever in our world, it is important that we highlight these issues. It's important that we fight for these issues. And my clients know that Keating Law Offices will not just fight for them, but they will fight for these ideals.
3-1 lead. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Bob Bilsaway. If you've enjoyed the broadcast and you want us to broadcast some more travel ball, travel baseball, or travel softball games, go to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Click on the Contact Us. We'll be out there. We broadcast everything, partner. We've even done rowing and boxing, a bunch of other sports as well.
Yeah, rowing was fun. Actually inside the boat alongside the other team rowing. That was a lot of fun.
Are you surprised it's 3-1? We saw Flash just get hit after hit after hit, but Devils baseball, the pitching and defense has been there, just not the bats.
And with multiple pitchers, they've shut them down. Devils, obviously a very good team as well. Just a 2-run game, 3-1. No, I expected a lot more runs. It's not like the strike zone is that wide either.
Ground ball. Good pick at third, and
it's
get
just
him
been
by 2 steps.
Yeah, it's just been terrific defense by both teams. Right now, and unfortunately, the game is defined by that rundown that was called out of the baseline, because that would have been second and third.
Yeah, it's not just that play either.
Well, of course, but I mean, that play, second and third with 1 out, the Devils needed that run to tie. They might have taken the lead.
Yeah,
so to me, that's the story of the game.
But you're right, partner, too, running themselves out of innings with 2 outs right after the interference call. Tried to steal third.
Right.
Clearly out at third base. The questionable decision to try to get from second to home on a ground ball back to the pitcher. And can't pick it at second, as that's an infield hit and a stinger to number 2 of the Devils.
William Curry. Wait, number 2. Sorry. Noah Vargas.
This is a huge run if the Flash can score. They're already up 2 runs. He's going. Slow on the pop time, and one of the few things that Devils needs to work on. A little bit slow from behind the plate. He'd like to get a little bit quicker getting it to second base.
Well, clearly everybody in the semifinals and the finals, every stolen.
And we got a courtesy runner for 6 of the Flash.
Yeah, every stolen base has been successful. Nobody's been thrown out on the bases except for that play at third when the Devils ran themselves out of that inning.
The Flash had a chance to get out Devils at second. Formoso couldn't make the play at second. It was not the greatest throw either, but the pop time was there. Meanwhile, slow-moving ground ball, third base. Going to be close at first. It's a hit and an error. Good thing about this field, partner, everything is netted, so you don't have to worry about overthrows going into the dugout.
Well, I mean, it's a hit, but there's no error because the ball went behind the first base, but nobody took an extra base on it, so it's simply nothing more than a hit, unless you wanted to give an error on the throw.
It's argumentative because I think the runner, the courtesy runner, was staying at second until after he threw it, so you could make an error that throw led to third base.
Right, but he gets the advance on the single.
Yeah, advance on throw instead of error.
Anyway, it's a single. And another stolen base, throws all the way through to second base, which surprised me. There's no play called to try to get the ball short of second base and catch the guy going to home. So it was not a double steal. It was just a way to get runners at second and third.
And he threw it straight to second base, so it's a stolen base. It's not it's not defensive indifference. That's in play, by the way. It goes off the wall. Base hit and a key run for Flash. Man, it just seems like Flash is getting every break right now.
And that's a shame because that ball was into the ceiling. The center fielder Urbanek made a great break on it, just like he made on that other play that we ended up calling an error that was really in and out of his glove. He was going to make that catch, but it hit the screen and the ceiling and then hit into short left field. What can you do?
That's the first earned run of the day, besides the one that happened in the fourth. How about this, partner? If we have 2 errors, the one at second and the one in center field, the only 2 runs that have scored have been off a leadoff walk and a liner that went off the second base leg.
Yeah, but you're smoking something if you thought that first one was an error.
It was a pretty nasty hop, I will admit on that.
It was a 2-hopper up the middle, nice base
It wasn't
hit.
up the middle, it was right to the second baseman's glove. Don't give me up the middle. Picked at first base. Runner advances, though.
So that's another important insurance run. Should be up 4 now with just a half inning to go for the Devils. So it's looking good for Flash here.
It's going from bad to worse, and now the Devils have to come up with a huge rally just to get it to the bottom of the 6th.
The hope, though, is that they can make that huge rally against somebody other than Cooper Frigo, who pitched a fantastic 50 pitches.
That's why Flash is number 1 seed and Devils is number 3. Devils is putting up a good fight, but They're just no match right now to the Flash. Picked, and a decent throw at first base. They get 3 outs, but not before the damage is done. It's up to Devils to make things interesting. Otherwise, it'll be a championship victory for Flash. We'll take a break. Top of the 6th coming up next.
Before we celebrated this special night, before we fell in love with our home all over again, we searched for a company to handle our entire remodel, from architecture and material selection to permits and complete construction with impeccable design. We found Airroom.
Visit the Airroom Design Build Center in Lincolnwood to explore your home's potential. Airroom, architects, builders, remodelers. Your project begins at airroom.com.
Ever since I was a little kid, I've been interested in the ideas of justice and fairness and equality. That's why I became a lawyer. I have the opportunity to advance these ideals. Now more than ever in our world, it is important that we highlight these issues. It's important that we fight for these issues. And my clients know that Keating Law Offices will not just fight for them, but they will fight for these ideals.
Our in-game field reporter. And James, what do you have for us?
The stealing of bases has been the emphasis in the bullpen. They've stolen 2 bases, and it's led to 2 runs in this past inning for the Flash. And I did get a chance to catch up with the coach of the Devils, and he said that they moved their original pitcher outside because he's thrown 115 pitches. That's the total for the entire tournament, as opposed to Frigo back in the couple of innings ago. He's thrown the max for the game. So that's just the clarification there.
Gotcha. Well, James, thank you so much for all the hard work that you've done for us today. And they're going to say hit by a pitch to Henry Appel. And they got to score runs, Bob, and they got to score them in a hurry.
Yeah, they need 4 of them, but that's a good way to start, even though he had to, like, as you're often saying, wear it. So he wore it and is on first.
We got ice.
Yeah, I would continue to try to steal the bases, even though you're down 4 runs, because you want to take the forces off if you can. You don't want a ground ball to shortstop where they can just throw it to second to force you out. You want them to throw it all the way to first.
And if you're Flash, you don't necessarily have to throw it to second base because you're up by 4 runs.
Well, there'd be no reason not to. But yeah, true. They're up 4.
All you need are 3 outs. You don't care if Devils score 3 runs. Just make sure they don't score 4.
Right, and don't be nervous. I mean, you've got this game. Keep throwing strikes. Let your defense win the game for you. Let the runners go where they want. Get the batter out.
Billy Jackwell, one of the few Devils players with a hit today. And they do a pitch out, and that was way outside.
Yeah, it was like a change-up pitch out. The catcher had to almost dive after that ball. Easy stolen base.
And this is where coaching comes into play, Bob. You got to know you're down 4. Even though if it's your team strategy to usually steal third base, you're down 4 runs. Getting a hit here matters more than stealing third.
Yeah, you might get the third on a wild pitch, but you don't need to steal it. But there he goes.
Steal, good pop time.
And they called him out.
Yeah, I'm with the third base coach. The throw was there, but the tag not so much. I think he might have been on the bag before the tag.
You have to play that one back in slow motion. That could be the order of what happened. It was a high throw. Something was next, whether he was on the base or the tag, but the umpire called him out. Probably not wise to steal third down 4 as we were talking.
But here's the other thing too, Bob. If your inclination is to always steal, it's hard to change during a game just because the score is not in your favor.
Yeah, and I think the runner didn't get a good jump on it. Again, the runner, I mean, they're only 10, but they have to use some judgment. If they think they can get a jump on the ball, then go ahead and steal. But if on that play he didn't have a good jump, go back to second. All right, so now I would expect them to try to steal second again. If they're going to be aggressive and try to steal third, they should absolutely steal second to get the force off. There's a nice throw to first.
I like how the Flash are playing this right now, partner. They're up by 4. They don't have to be aggressive, but they're doing what they've done to get to this point. They're staying aggressive and staying within their game, in their scouting report.
Right, the structure of the way they play. There's the pitch out again.
Can't pick that one.
Now we can go to third, and the ball's under us. Oh, unfortunately, it's not under us.
That is out of play if it goes off our ladders. So a break for Flash. That's one of the 10,000 breaks they've had today, but they've also made the most of the breaks that have gone their way. It's not just that things have gone the Flash way today. The Flash have made the most of them.
Well, we're part of the game, so the ladder kept the ball in play, and the runner is still at third.
So that's a stolen base and an E2 if you're scoring at home. And if you're Devils Baseball Club, man, you would love to get a gapper here if you can.
Well, you want to get hits, preferably doubles, or get singles and steal second. Just keep the force away. But yeah, you need more runners. You need more batters.
Are you surprised that Flash is playing straight center instead of playing the gaps here?
Yeah, a little bit. I think center fielder should move to his right.
Especially because both teams, when it comes to their right-handed hitters, they haven't really been hitting it to the opposite field very much today.
Yeah, I would definitely move him over a bit to the right if I was looking.
So he's playing straight center and then straight left. There's a huge gap in left center right now, as that's a changeup.
Another walk. You know, you sit on a few walks, get a hit or two. I mean, they can get back in this game by taking some pitches. And are we changing pitchers? We are.
So we will stick with the action mound visit, and they go to the bullpen. Runners at first and third. How key was that caught stealing at third base?
Well, it cost him a run. It looks like Aiden Hodzik is in, number 12. Is that the number we see?
Yep, Aiden Hodzik.
So it's up to him to throw strikes now. Your best pitcher appears that he's thrown his 50 pitches for today, so now they got to go to the bullpen and see if the Devils can beat up on the bullpen to get a bottom of the sixth out of this game. It's exciting.
Maybe a little bit too exciting for Flash. They were kind of hoping for a 1-2-3 inning.
Oh, boy, were they.
It's never easy, right, when it comes to coaching youth travel baseball.
Well, they're 10, yet they're amazingly consistent and well coached. Okay, so the pitcher comes out to throw the warm-ups. The infield all gathered around him behind the mound, sat down, watched him throw. Again, just those little things. You can tell it's a very well-coached pair of teams here, which explains why they're in the finals.
You expect Devils to steal. If the catcher for Flash does not throw it to second, it'll be defensive indifference. He's going to throw. And partner, why aren't they? Oh wait, there's no steal home today. I forgot. The Roma Sports Club executive director told me because it's such a small complex, we do not allow straight steal homes.
Well, I think you can take home on an errant throw at second, so that would have been all right.
No steal home whatsoever. It's got to be on a hit.
All right. Well, that's a rule I've never seen before.
Yeah, just because it's a small backstop, that's why.
Well, he did stay at third, and it was thrown to second. Right. But it's not yet the tying run on the base paths.
All you need is an out. Try to get an out. You don't have to worry about the runners. Just get an out. In their first strike, 2-1 now.
It's a high strike, but I don't like the strategy of bailing out of the strike zone. I think the umpires are like, if you bail out of the strike zone, if anywhere close, I'm calling it a strike. Stay in there and make it look like you're choosing not to swing.
And stepping off is Hodzik. 2 ducks on the pond. Base hit would make this a 2-run game.
Walked another one, bases loaded. This might be interesting here. The pitcher, Hodzik, it looks like he's aiming the ball, which is a hard thing to see, but it looks like he's like throwing darts rather than throwing a baseball. And that's hard to throw strikes that way, and a very good left-handed hitter is up, but the bases loaded, down by 4.
They have 4 base runners this inning. No hits.
This is a good hitter. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see him put it over the orange on this short right field fence. So this is a guy you might not want to throw strikes to.
It's the old Buck Showalter versus Barry Bonds debate. When the Diamondbacks were up by 3 runs and Barry Bonds was up with the bases loaded, Showalter intentionally walked him.
Yeah, sounds like something Joe Madden would do also. Well, here we are, bases loaded. Right. I don't know if I'd walk this guy, but be careful on where you throw your strikes.
And that was before the golden era of Barry Bonds. This was pre-2000 Barry Bonds when he was very, 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 very good, but not the greatest player of all time yet.
Well, this is turning into a little bit of a nightmare for Flash. They've got to throw strikes. That looked inside, but called strike.
Humongous gap in right center to a left-handed hitter.
Yeah.
In their first strike. Remember, partner, it's not where the catcher catches it and where it crosses the plate.
Well, he let it go. They're looking for walks right now since the pitching has been wild. Another wild pitch. Bases loaded still, another run in. So we got the tying run at first now. This is a nightmare for Flash. They've got to get somebody who can throw strikes. Devils wisely taking pitches. That's too bad, though. I was looking for a left-handed home run there. All right, there's the strikes they need.
Are you surprised that Flash is playing double play depth, even though they're up by 3 runs?
I don't know that that's double play depth.
Second base, definitely. Shortstop's now leaning back towards
Yeah,
third
but
base.
that's because he got a short right field fence more than their double play depth. That's hit all the way out here.
Oh my goodness. Things getting very interesting right now. 2-run score, it makes it 5-4.
Right, and the tying run at third, the winning run, the lead run is at second. And I don't recall an out.
Yeah, no, the caught stealing at third base.
Okay, 1 out, that's right.
So Devils Baseball Club, they were down 5-1, now it's 5-4.
So they need a hit or 2 walks to tie the game up.
Remember, though, Flash still has last ups in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah. If they make this comeback, though, this would be one of the best comebacks you've ever seen. It's like 5-1 going to the top of the 6th. Now they're 5-4. Very tight game in a championship, and Flash is a good defensive team.
2-0.
That was a great time for a double off the walls out here. Hit the right center curtain, then the left center screen. It did not hit us, thankfully.
It just took a terrible hop for the center fielder for Flash. Usually it goes straight off and back to the center fielder, but it ricocheted off our ladder and then all the way to the right.
It didn't hit our ladder, it hit the bottom metal on that curtain.
Ground ball to third. No choice but to go to first. And
okay, so this ties the game up. Runner at third and 2 out. I like what the third baseman did, though. He held the runner back at second, threw it to first, but the runner from second still took third.
So we're all tied at 5.
So they need 1 more run to go into the lead. Somebody's injured behind home plate. Who would that be? The catcher? And why?
We're going to take a quick break. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. You have problems?
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial project.
5-5 tie, partner. Walks always kill you, especially when it's walk after walk after walk.
And that's what I was so impressed about earlier, about the semifinal games and even this final game, that nobody was getting walked until now, this 6th inning. That caused the tie. Now they need either 3 walks to get this run home. No wild pitches are going to get them home, or a clean base hit.
Anzo Allegra trying to give Devils their first lead of the game, and good choice not to swing at that one. That was way too high.
Yeah, you don't have to play that back to see where that was.
Outside. Baseball is an easy game sometimes, and sometimes it's a difficult game when you can't throw strikes.
Well, and 3 walks is what it'll take to get that run in if nobody gets a clean hit. And if they do get those 3 walks, a hit after that could put the game a little bit out of reach for Flash. But right now, Flash is only going to need 1 run in the bottom of the inning. Any runner gets on, they steal second, maybe they steal third, and any hit, ground ball to shortstop, whatever, brings the run home. I can't get any more exciting than this.
Yeah. If they hadn't run themselves out of those innings, they'd be ahead right now. Fouled away for strike 2.
Well, I have a tough time with that because I really don't think that runner was out of the baseline. So I'm thinking the umpire.
Well, the one where he ran to home on the ground ball from second base.
Well, there was that one, right.
And then the try to steal third twice. They were thrown out twice at third base.
There's the
Diving
hit they
play
needed.
Short on his knees. Oh, just can't get him. 21, can't believe it. And how about that, partner? 5 unanswered runs. Devils, their first lead of the day in the top of the 6th.
And you can't hardly blame Parker Brown, the shortstop. Made a great stop to the left, stopped the ball, just not cleanly in his glove. He had to pick it up and throw it to first. I don't know if it was in time or not, but the first baseman couldn't hold the throw in the dirt. I'm surprised there isn't a steal here. With a 1-run lead, I think I'd try to get the second and get an insurance run if you can.
This is a Flash team that has scored a lot of runs in this tournament, including over 14 in their game previous to this one. All they need is at least 1 to force extras in there for a strike. And
stand up stolen base. I really like what the runner first did. He got back to first, called time so he could stand back up. So the first baseman's not going to tag him while he's standing up and maybe shifting his feet or his arm or something like that. Then you get a free pass to stand up, and then smartly took second on the next pitch. Some very good base running there.
Outside for a ball. Outfielders are at medium depth.
Enzo Allegra on second.
You got Roseanne with a little ground ball to second. Folsom, he's just automatic at second base.
Try not to ground out to second anymore. That guy can cover the whole field over there.
All right, here we go, partner. Extra baseball, bottom of the 6th. Will we get a winner or will we have extra innings? We'll find out in a minute. You're watching the Devils against the Flash here on SBS. Back to the action, bottom of the 6th. Kyle Smith alongside James Gowrowski. It's not been an easy day for the umpires, and James has some more reports about the tough day for the 2 umpires.
Yes, the umpire for the Flash actually took an errant bat to the kneecap as it was thrown by the catcher. It hit him right in the kneecap, and number 6 for the Flash had that injury. He is okay. He's up and he's still in the game now, but just a little update that I thought I'd provide you guys with.
Thanks so much, James. Well, the way this game is going, we might see James in the top of the 7th. As it's 6-5, all the Flash need to do is score 1 to force extras and 2 in their tournament champions. If they don't score, the Devils somehow win, even though they were down 5-1 in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, I just don't think that a 10-year-old championship game should resort to kneecapping the umpires if you don't get the right call, though.
Everything's happened today.
Of course, I hope everybody knows I'm kidding.
Of all the ways for that ball to hit off the wall, it hit at the very bottom, in between the ladder and the very bottom part, and takes just a terrible bounce away from the center fielder for both runs to score for Devils.
Well, yeah, but the bounce wasn't so terrible. The 3rd run came in, so it was well handled on defense. Oh, another swing by looking in the left field bleachers and then swinging the bat and air conditioning the place. But I'm glad that it didn't hit our equipment out here, because then that would have been, a ground rule double. At least it was a clean double. Now the runner first. It's a long way to run, and it's kind of a small park to get all the way home. They called that a strike on the outside corner. Good pitch.
That one's fouled away.
He's got 2 strikes. He's got to get that first guy out. It's a huge step toward winning this game, getting 3 outs in the last inning. In the dirt, 1 hop caught by the catcher.
Swung on a miss, strike 3, 1 up, 1 down. And we're back to Nathan Formoso at the top of the order.
That's a high and outside strike.
Yeah, he hasn't really called that a strike most of this day.
Yeah.
Got to be consistent with it. It's so tough to call balls and strikes, though, when you're out on the bases instead of behind home plate. 1 hopper to the pitcher, if you want to call it that. Off the wall, 1 hops to the pitcher right in his bare hand. and then a firing attempt at first base.
Again, a very experienced team indoor like this. The ball hit the cage above, right? Landed hard on the ground. He knew not to take it on the fly, right? Let it bounce, hop straight back up to you, throw to first, easy out. Very well played on defense. I'm amazed by how well these 10-year-olds play defense. And that, to me, is the story of the game.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Devils were outplayed for 5 innings, but it's been all Devils this inning, and also for Flash, just can't find the strike zone.
Well, exactly right. But right now, with 2 out, you got to find the strike zone. Don't let somebody walk, then steal second, steal third, and some kind of a hit bring him home. Make him hit his way on. Throw strikes. Even if it's a 48-mile-an-hour strike, throw a strike.
You could make the argument that Flash maybe ran out of offense. They scored all those runs in the semifinal to get here and might have been a little bit tired in the doubleheader. Swung on and missed, strike 2.
One more strike. The Devils feel it. The outfield jumping around, the infield jumping around. Pitcher had a little bit more heat. It was not the 48-mile-an-hour fastball. It was a little bit faster. An open stance.
In the dirt.
That was real nice discipline at the plate to not swing at that, I'll say, pitched low and outside.
Huge gap in left center. Even bigger in right center. Right up the middle.
Oh.
And they played it perfectly defensively, but it's off the glove, and that's a ground rule double. How about that, partner? The coaching was excellent. They put the second baseman right behind the second base bag, but he couldn't handle it.
Should have been.
We call base hit or error.
I gave it just too hot to handle play, but nonetheless, it was right to him. Probably should have made the play, and it would have been easy out at first because it was a hot smash right up to him. Here he's stealing third. Now any kind of a hit ties the game.
Man, that's just a tough pill to swallow if you're Devils baseball club. It was perfectly coached.
Yeah.
Placed right behind the bag.
Yeah.
And just couldn't make the play.
Yep. Yeah, like you said, it's just you did everything right, and you may not win. Well, if they get this out here, they do win. Maybe it'll be another pop-up into that cage over the plate, get them out at first. Let's see, ground ball to short, a strikeout.
Wouldn't it be something if we had a walk-off homer here?
Yeah, you could. It would hit this fence right out here, right?
It hits the netting. Fouled away. He's still behind the second base bag, so what they've done is they moved the right fielder to play normal second base position, meaning if you get it to the outfield, you can run forever.
Well, not outfield here. It's short fence.
Right. You just got to make sure it doesn't hop into our broadcast area. Griffin Hoover trying to create some magic for Devils. For Flash.
Well, and this runner doesn't really matter. Well, I guess it does. He will steal second. In fact, it does matter. So you got to take a pitch, let him steal second. You got second and third, and then a 2-run single wins the game. Right now, I like the coaches coming out to talk to the pitcher. Throw strikes, get the batter out, and win the game.
Here's the thing, too, partner. When you're down by 4 runs going into the top of the 6th, you take the lead, but it took you such an extraneous effort that when you go back on defense, you're so exhausted from running the bases, trying to get on base.
Well,
I'm not making any excuses, but
they were walking the bases. They weren't running the bases, but it's a mental drain.
Mental drain to come all the way back, and now you have to play perfect defense against a very tough Flash team. It doesn't excuse what happened at second base, but you can almost understand it because coming back from 4 runs in a championship game, it takes a lot out of you.
Well, what is happening, though, first and third, maybe it'll be second and third. They might be conceding a steal without even throwing the pitch.
They're going to put a force at every bag, the intentional walk.
Okay.
I definitely agree with this.
So, but now you got 5 infielders still. Any kind of a ground ball is any kind of a force, and they win the game.
Anything hit to the outfield, you probably go straight to home. You don't even think about cutting it off. Oh, you got to wear that, kid. You got a helmet.
No cutoff. I don't think the outfielders can throw it all the way. You got to cut it off. You got to cut it and then throw home.
Remember, the runner at third is going to score anyways.
But you
Cutting
don't
it
want,
off really doesn't help you at all.
well, the winning run is on second base.
Right.
That's the one you got to cut off and prevent from scoring.
So
that's Griffin Hooker. If
the
Hooker wins, they win.
Is anything hit to the outfield, third base coach is going to send 22 regardless. So cutting it off, it takes time to catch the ball, then throw it to the plate. There's no backstop. So if your catcher doesn't catch it, it doesn't really matter. It's going to bounce off the net anyway, come back into play. Obviously, if you're Devils, just hope the ball doesn't get to the outfield in the first place.
No, get the ground ball, get the easy out, get the strikeout.
Right there for a strike.
That's what you got to do. Throw strikes, keep it low in the strike zone. They've got good defenders on the infield. They're not too deep, so nobody's going to beat out a grounder. This hit way out
into
here.
The outfield. Diving catch! Devils Baseball Club are the 10U champions. Could you write a better finish to the championship game than that?
I can't pronounce his name. What a great What a great catch in center field. Now, I misjudged it at first, thought it was going farther than it did. Then he had to move in on it, dove for the ball, and made a great catch.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. He dropped it earlier, made a fabulous catch.
Yeah, that drop earlier, I think he was absolutely afraid of running into our area here.
All right, so we're going to take a break. Devils 6-5 champions.
What a fantastic win.
Post-game show coming up next here on SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Hello guys, how you doing? My name is Robert Mitten. As you can see, I'm part of the C1 team. C1 is gonna be #1. I had a Class B CDL license for about 4 years. I just upgraded to a Class A. When it comes to experience, I have about 6 months experience. I found this company by a good friend of mine named Andy. He also helped my cousin get in named Ricardo. And we have a friend of mine named Twan. He's here with us. It's a great company to work for. It's a growing company. Also, my supervisor, Danny, he's the best. He's a real good guy, man. Hey, Danny. With all the other drivers, everybody here, we all get along. We work together as a team. That's pretty much it, guys. Just, if you're interested, apply. It's a great company to work for. The staff is perfect. C1 is gonna be #1.
We're doing it
Oh,
live.
got it.
There's no
Okay.
play-by-play on it.
How do you feel about interviewing number 8, center
I was
field?
thinking
Caught
the same
that last
thing.
part. He's
I
also
can ask
one
him how
that-
he felt
Oh.
about dodging me all game.
That the earlier catch he had the drop, right? And then there was that play to hit the thing, and I think Stevenson. I don't know, but he'd be a perfect one. I don't know what his what his batting was, but let's see. Ask him if there was an interview, right? You got the interview?
I think so.
Yeah, because you might also want to ask him too. Was there was there a coach directive that took more pitches in the 6th inning when they got all those walks? Or did they feel that the pitcher couldn't throw strikes? Tell us what you felt.
Is this a battery for this?
How much do you have? I got another camera too.
Nothing.
What's the other one?
What was going through your mind when you're up by 1, bases loaded, 2 out, and the ball comes to you?
You got 21.
That was a shot.
12 got me. Sprinting back towards some idiot on the
You
ladder.
got 21, but I'm just going to give you a couple minutes.
Okay. That's a tough play to field like that when it's just like right at you, a shot like that. The one that went all the way over here.
But he was placed right behind the
He
bat.
was right there, I know.
Yeah, so that's an error, right?
Yeah, I think he just misjudged
Yeah.
it. I thought it was too
Yeah, I mean, it's a very difficult play to make.
Well, no, if it's a difficult play, it's a hit. If it's not difficult, it's an error.
They're both good.
I think it's an error, but it's still a difficult.
I spent most of the innings over by the center. Yeah. I was talking to folks about that, but I haven't gone back since the last time.
Well, that's you don't need to now.
What's Nate's first name? I saw the last name was Appel.
But you did a great job with all your reports.
I thought the umpire won at the end. We didn't know what happened.
Yeah, no, I saw that the outfielder over here was down, and so I went over and asked him what happened. He got up and
I thought the Devils missed some opportunities. Yeah, they did. But then at the end, that kind of mattered. Well, in Little League too, what matters so much is don't walk everybody, and that's what Flash did. They gave up all those walks. They couldn't find a pitcher to pitch. But you know that's what happens when you use up your 50 pitches with your best pitcher. But you got to find this right zone. Here comes the. Did they know you asked for a break? Are we ready for him?
Yeah, I am not.
Yeah. There we go. Hi, congratulations. Stand right here. I got a question. I don't know what he's going to ask, but when you caught that ball.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride, we're here for gearing up and having fun. All the ways you run, all budgets, all at Academy. Have fun out there.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Good, looking sharp in both crews. This is really an excellent race. St. Ignatius at that 34-35. You can hear the fans here. Loyola looking excellent as well. Here comes the Loyola Ramblers. Good, and we've got some open water there. Some open water between St. Ignatius and Loyola. We've got, maybe about a boat length open water here.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride, we're here for gearing up and having fun. All the ways you run, all budgets, all at Academy. Have fun out there.
This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Promises. They fill every cubic meter and ride on every kilometer. Over mountains, oceans, borders. Beneath it all is our promise. Because we know that when we deliver on our promise, business moves forward. And you can keep your promise. Coyote Logistics. Drive your business forward.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
All runners are different, and we're here for everyone. The beginners, everydayers, once-in-a-whilers, the treadmillers, track goers, and trailblazers. For every mile, marathon, stretch, and stride.
Before you know it, you'll know my name and how to pronounce it.
You'll know the meaning of ขอบคุณค่ะ
Before you know it, you'll call me son.
You call me daughter.
You call me brother.
You call us sisters. Your family will make a difference in how America is perceived and what America stands for.
And we invite you to welcome an exchange student like me to your home and your family.
For over 70 years, AFS USA has brought exchange students from around the world to study in the U.S. and live with an American family for a school year, semester, or 6 to 12 weeks. Before you know it, you'll be a proud AFS host family. Visit afsusa.org.
Before we celebrated this special night, before we fell in love with our home all over again, we searched for a company to handle our entire remodel, from architecture and material selection to permits and complete construction with impeccable design. We found Heirroom.
Visit the Heirroom Design Build Center in Lincolnwood to explore your home's potential. Heirroom, architects, builders, remodelers. Your project begins at heirroom.com.